pulled his own gun out and aimed the second gun at Savage's fiance, who was sitting on the couch. He demanded the money Savage was seen flexing on Instagram and demanded his jewelry. Savage would go to take off his chain when Omar moved in, and Savage wrapped up while the two wrestled to the ground as a shot went off.
See what I said? Nah. He grabbed his gun, took out his gun, and pointed one at Savage and one at his baby mom. At it like a crack at it with another reaction on this channel. If y'all new to this video, please drop a sub in the comments. And if y'all dropping a sub, y'all might as well drop a like, right? And if y'all dropping a like, y'all might as well comment so we can get the YouTube algorithm popping for your boy. But that's enough said. Let's go into the video.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on BTB Savage being shot and killed just days after his Vlad TV interview. February 3rd, 2023. Just before 11:30 p.m., the San Antonio Police Department responded to the Augusta flight.
I ain't gonna lie, a lot of stuff been happening in Texas. I don't got nothing to say.
At apartments after reports of a shooting. Officers arrived on scene, making their way to the 4th floor, where they located an apartment door with nearly a dozen bullet holes going through.
That gotta be Savage's apartment. That gotta be his apartment.
Through it. Inside the apartment, a man lay dead in a pool of his own blood. He was identified as 34-year-old Omar Richardson, a convicted felon who just recently was released from federal prison after a 33-month sentence for distributing marijuana with a Draco. He was on federal supervision at the time.
Did he just say distributing marijuana with a Draco? Draco. You know how scared you gotta be distributing marijuana with a Draco? Yo, what's good, bro? What's good, guys? What's good, bro? Got, like, what? I don't know.
Time of his death. Officers would be notified of a male gunshot victim arriving at a local hospital, and investigators would be sent to speak with him in regards to the shooting. 26-year-old Daryl Gentry had been shot in the elbow, suffering a fracture, and had passed out at the hospital from loss of blood. Once awakened and comfortable, he broke down to investigators what had happened. Going by the name BTB Savage, Daryl explained he's a rapper who was asked for a feature by someone he somewhat knew. Being that it was already late, Savage just wanted to get the feature over with and make his money, but when he said he was missing certain recording equipment, the alleged artist named Ishmael claimed to have it, which set off a red flag in Savage's head.
I mean, that kind of is a red flag, because if you think about it, Savage is supposed to be the artist with all the stuff. And the guy that's asking for a feature got all the equipment to bring to your crib.
Hesitantly decided to invite them over anyways. They'd arrive in a vehicle with multiple people inside, and Savage would ask who they were, as he was unsure if they...
That's another red flag. You pulling up to my crib with a Cadillac van, whatever it could be, full of people? Nah, bro. I would have just told you or called you like, yo, we gotta reschedule this, or you gotta come back by yourself, cause nah. With the way this world been, nah.
They were just dropping Ishmael off or planning on coming inside. Ishmael would say they were his crew, but said to just let his uncle come and asked if his uncle could use the bathroom.
See, I wouldn't even let the uncle come in. If you coming in for the feature, it's just me and you. You coming into my place. It's just me and you.
Uncle was really his stepfather, Omar Richardson. Everything was cordial on the way to the apartment, but Savage would notice how...
Was that the dude that they just showed that was trapping with a Draco?
When Omar went to use the bathroom, it seemed he was taking the opportunity to look around and see who else was inside. Savage had been on.
Yeah, we know what type of time he's on already. Going to the bathroom and looking around, that's like you going, like, yo, can I use the bathroom? Yeah, bro, it's right there. All right. And then you finally get to go in the bathroom. And then you close the door. Like, nah, bro, that's fishy.
Alone with just his fiance and his 4-year-old son. Getting the equipment ready, Ishmael would notice he was missing something, and Omar, the pretend uncle, would tell him to go get it.
See, but if I'm Savage, I'm telling him, like, or I'm watching him bring all the equipment out and asking him right then and there, like, yo, you forgot anything? This already, we only like a few minutes into the video and this already don't sound good.
Another red flag is Savage wondered why the artist was going to get the equipment instead of Omar. Ishmael would leave the apartment and Savage would lock the door when Omar would say he wasn't on that type of time before pulling out money to show nothing funny was happening. He'd compliment Savage's chain, ask if he could smoke, and the two would start rolling up when Savage took out his own gun, placing it on the counter. At that time, Omar grabbed the gun, asking him what type it is. Savage would tell him he's making him uncomfortable and ask for the gun back when Omar...
See, I know you had a gun on you for your protection, Savage, but come on, man. You got people over your crib and you pulling it out and putting it on the table. And then this dude is grabbing it, bro. Like,
turned the gun on him, pulled his own gun out, and aimed the second gun at Savage's fiance, who was sitting on the couch. He demanded the money Savage was seen flexing on Instagram and demanded his jewelry. Savage would go to take off his chain when Omar moved in, and Savage wrapped up while the two wrestled to the ground as a shot went off.
See what I said? Nah. He grabbed his gun, took out his gun, and pointed one at Savage and one at his baby mom. Then he's demanding for the chains and money he was flexing on Instagram. See, this is why y'all gotta let Instagram and stuff go, bro. Like y'all really gotta let social media go. Like, it's no point of having. I mean, I get it. He's a rapper. He gotta get his stuff done. But, bro, you flexing 10 bands on Instagram and you think nobody gonna want that?
Savage's fiance was able to get control of one of the guns while Omar was on top of Savage. She fired twice, striking Omar while the two continued wrestling on the floor. As the two wrestled in blood, shots started firing through the front door into the apartment by gunmen outside. His fiance would fire 2 shots back out the door.
Damn, so that car that was waiting outside was actually waiting for the shots to go off or something to happen so they could start shooting back in? Is that how I'm seeing it? Or did they, like, just hear something was going on and they still out there? Hold up. Why are they out there in the first place? If I was Savage, I would have been like, yo, y'all gotta go. Like, we about to record it. We're gonna be here for a minute, right? Savage, just a lot of red flags that you should have never let pass, bro.
When Savage told her to shoot Omar again, she'd aim.
Mobile games are going big. Free Fire Max is now available.
Fire and strike Savage in the elbow, fracturing his bone while his arm went limp. She'd shoot Omar again as the bullet wounds now started to take a toll on his dying body as he tried to get up only for his legs to buckle. He'd then crawl while Savage placed his hand over Omar's, firing the gun to empty out the ammo. Once Omar realized he was defeated, he started begging for his life. Savage would take his sleeping son and fiance from the apartment, leaving Omar to die.
See, you basically being a crash out dummy for what, 10 bands? Wasn't you just trapping with a Draco? You couldn't get 10 bands from doing that? Now you being a crash out dummy, begging for your life because you wanted to rob somebody that got it when you were supposed to be getting a feature. Okay.
As they made their way to the hospital. Investigators would tell Savage they were ruling the shooting as self-defense, and behind the scenes, a relative of Omar's would reach out to Savage, telling him his brother was in the wrong for what he did, especially with Savage's son being home.
You damn right. Like, if y'all gonna do that stuff, make sure he had like a studio or something, bro. You done try to rob this dude right in front of his kid and his baby mom. And I mean, I get it. The kid was sleeping. He's probably young, don't know what's happening. But bro, have some morals. Like, why you doing this inside his house? If y'all was at a studio, it'd be a different story. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to see this happen to nobody, but
He'd further state there was no beef and they were willing to accept the loss. And it would seem things would be able to move forward without consequence until social media lit a fire that couldn't be put out.
There's never consequences. Once you shed blood, then it's just going to keep coming. It's just going to keep coming.
Vlad TV would get in contact with BTB Savage for an interview, and according to a source close to BTB, had to somewhat convince him to do the paid interview by promising how viral he'd become and saying he'd promote the mixtape. Those close to Savage, especially family, warned him to leave it alone. This interview would be the match that lit the fire. March 20.
Yeah, so you basically want to talk about what just happened to you to promote your stuff. That's like you like, how do you say that? Like, you going back to loose ends. So like, yeah, obviously it's going to start a fire. Like, nah. His family was right. I would have never went back.
26, 2023, Vlad TV would post a 31-minute long interview titled
I ain't gonna lie, it did go viral. He said it would.
BTB Savage on him and his girlfriend killing a man who tried to rob him. With the views rising, BTB saw how much he could capitalize off the situation, and 2 days later, posted a picture of himself standing in the dry blood from the crime scene with a caption reading, "Fast forward to death day, make him meet his maker. Broke, beefing, make his mama throw a fundraiser."
See, so you do the interview, then you come, just because it's going viral, you now come back to your crib where it happened. The bullet holes and everything is still in your doors. I don't know. I guess it's a crime scene. You probably told the cops you're going to get some stuff out. But you did that to post a picture saying fast forward to his death day. Made him meet his maker. Too broke. He was so broke his mama had to throw a fundraiser. Now you just chasing clout, bro. Like, I don't know.
BTB was now mocking the death of Omar, who he technically didn't even kill, and Omar's family didn't hesitate to respond. A member of Omar's family sent a message promising to make his mama cry how their mama cried. Savage's own mom would call him telling him to take the picture down, but he wouldn't do it. He told her the man deserved what happened after trying to rob him and threatening to kill his family. He said if it had been him that died, they'd be bragging about it online. And he was right.
Yeah, I mean, they probably will be bragging about it online. But come on, bro, you got to realize that you got the money already. You got the chains. You got a family. And now you're going to crash out over 2 million views and seeing that your name could go more viral to promote your stuff. I don't know.
Right. March 30th, 2023, BTB Savage would post 2 more graphic pictures to his Twitter at 5:04 p.m. An hour later, he'd be found dead. His white Mercedes was sprayed with bullets when 2 shooters.
So you kept posting it. You just kept posting it, and then look what happened. Just for some clout.
Opened fire from within a vehicle before getting out and gunning him down. Witnesses described the shooters as wearing all black with black shades, and the suspect vehicle as a black Subaru. Officers arriving on scene immediately determined the shooting was targeted, with well over 50 shots having been fired, but wouldn't understand the motive as BTB was killed in Houston, 3 hours away from San Antonio. A source close to the rapper says he was told to leave San Antonio, if not the entire state of Texas, after the failed robbery attempt. Instead, he chose Houston because he had friends there.
I ain't gonna lie, that's some good advice to tell him to get out of his state where he almost got robbed and killed somebody. But not listening, come on, bro. You gotta be better than that. You really do.
Or so he thought. Fellow YouTuber Seti Nash would highlight the fact that the internet has indicted a Houston rapper after a self-incriminating post. BJ Goddamn would apparently take to Instagram with the post reading, "Hey, somebody tag Vlad TV ASAP, goddammit, and tell his ass BJ trying to see when he gonna do another interview with that BTB Savage guy. Probably never again, huh, doggy?" The post was
This is what I'm saying about... Hold on.
deleted soon after, but was said to have been posted before BTB Savage was even identified as the victim.
That's what I was waiting for. You basically just self-snitched on yourself. Way before they even identified him, you posting about Vlad TV, tag Vlad TV, because he's not going to do another interview with Savage. So let's see if he's going to do another interview with Savage, knowing if you're the one that did it, you just trying to do it for some clout now? You basically just a crash out dummy.
What's even more interesting is the fact that his almost all black outfit and black shades closely match the description of the shooters that hadn't even been described yet. A source close to BTB Savage states the picture of BJ was taken near the crime scene, and those that played a role in BTB's death were present
25 to life
at the crime scene after the fact. It's also alleged that one of BTB's own friends, who had a key to where he was staying, let one of the men involved in the murder into the apartment, where they stole all of BTB's clothes, money, and jewelry.
Nope. Your own mans will turn on you. I bet you they offered him probably a couple thousand, maybe $1,000, maybe $500. And they gave it to him? Or they told him where it was at?
A family member of Omar would take to Facebook saying, "We having a block party tonight," followed by Bank of America sent that hit. They got tired of him taking their money. The same source that provided me with information for this video has told me law enforcement received all the video evidence from the attempted robbery incident involving Omar. There is even more evidence involving BTB Savage's murder, which is now being investigated by the feds, and arrest can be expected soon. 26-year-old BTB Savage, or Daryl Gentry, was a rapper who portrayed to be a scammer, but in all actuality lived a very different life. Originally from Cleveland, Ohio, he'd moved to San Antonio at the age of 6, where one of his
He's basically the punch-made dev of San Antonio, Texas.
brothers was receiving cancer treatment. An honor roll student, Daryl would graduate with a
God bless your brother, bro.
4.0 GPA before following in his mother's footsteps and joining the army. Daryl wasn't from the streets, but understood to succeed in music, he'd need to look the part.
See, if you're not from the streets, you don't gotta do music and be from the streets, bro. You could, rap about something else. That's the problem with most rappers nowadays. Y'all trying to rap about street shit, and then y'all not really from the streets, so y'all trying to get yourselves in the motion with the streets and trying to trap and trying to do all that all that gangster shit that don't need to be done. Cause then look what happened to you.
He didn't portray to be a killer, and when a man tried to rob him, he fought back while his fiancée was able to wound the man so their family could escape. His biggest mistake was listening to the people that never cared instead of hearing those who did. His family warned him against speaking on the internet.
Vlad TV, I ain't gonna lie, see, that's some, I get you want your clout, but bro, come on, like, that interview basically just sparked the fire in this whole thing, and now Savage lost his life over it.
Incident as the other family grieved, but the thought of the biggest interview of his career was too tempting. Knowing how rappers' careers infamously blow after beating murders, he saw the potential in him posting those pictures. While he could have taken his life in any direction he wanted, he chose to rap, chose to do that interview.